Okay.
Mm.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
At last.
And last this. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ni hao ma vanakkams and salam Malaysia Madani. Distinguished guests, colleges, students, industry practitioners, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome to another edition of Borak Santai Pakar Design for All. The at FAR, this program initiative of under the special interest group that we call is SIG Ergonomic and Design for All Human Factors and Ergonomic Society Malaysia. That's another word we call it HFEMs. It is in that of great pleasure to have all of you join us this morning for a very special sessions to hold conjunctions with the International Ergolympic Design Competition 2026. As we all know, design today is no longer merely about aesthetics or creating products that look attractive. Design has become a strategic driver for innovations, identity, sustainability, and more importantly, building trust between brands and consumer. With these rapid advancements of electric vehicles, digital technology, artificial intelligence, and sustainable mobility, the automotive industry is experiencing unprecedented transformations. This rise and important questions. How does design influence the way consumer perceive trust and emotionally connects with automotive brands? These are among the exciting questions that we will explore in today's webinar entitled How Designs Build Automotive Brands, Identity and Consumer Trust. Before we begin, I would like I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone to participate in the upcoming International Ergolympic Design Competitions 2026, an international platform that aim to inspire creatively innovation, human-centered designs, and inclusive solution for the benefit of society. We welcome students, academicians, researchers, designer, industry, and practitioners from around the world to be part of these exciting journeys. Therefore, do stay connected with us and follow the latest updates regarding Ergolympic 26. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honored and privileged to have with us today as the distinguished personality who are hardly needs any introductions. Our esteemed speakers, I think this I don't need too much no to explain. Our speakers is today is a Professor Dr. Muhammad Hariri Abdullah, certified industrial designer CIDE. Currently serves as a senior research fellow at the Design Schools, Faculty of Innovation and Technology at Tyler University. How are you, Prof? How are you? Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much for invite me to be one of the speaker today. So really appreciate.
I would like to to give some we call this to introduce our speaker to all of our members, our audience today. Prof. Hari has dedicated more than 4 years, decades to the advancement of design educations and the design profession both nationally and internationally. His remarkable career began in 1986 as designer with Malaysia Handicraft after graduation with Bachelor of Arts Industrial Design from Institute Technology Mara, as we know as UITMs, now University Technology Mara. Okay. In 1987, he ventures into the automotive industry in United Kingdom, working as a automotive designer with Motor Panels UK. Before pursuing his master degree in automotive degree designs at Coventry University, correct me if I'm wrong, Prof. He later served as a design director and design manager at Nomad Automation System at United Kingdom, where he further strengthens his expertise in automotive designs and industrial innovation. Prof. Hariri, our panels, subsequently earned his PhD in automotive designs, image and identity from Brigham City University, and also contributes academically at Coventry University in the field of transport design and clay modeling. His passion and dedication to design have seen him contribution extremely as a designer, consultant, academician, keynote speaker, moderate, facilitator for numerous of design-related initiatives and international summits. Among many leadership positions he has held includes Design Manager Nomad Automotive System United Kingdom, Director and General Manager of Malaysia Design Council, as we know MRM, under Ministry of International of Trade and Industry is a MITI, and Deputy Vice Chancellor for Industry, Community and Alumni Network, ICANN University Technology Mara. Guided by his philosophy, don't ask people to recognize you, let them recognize your contribution. I'm very inspired with this motto, Prof. You give this word when I go through your biography, Prof. Really inspire me. Prof. Hariri continue to inspire the design fraternity of through his commitment to nurturing of talents, structuring industry academia collaborations, and advancing the design ecosystem in Malaysia beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed fortunate to have such accomplishment of and respect a figure with us today to share his thoughts and experience on how design serve as strategies asset in shaping automotive brand entity and fostering consumer trust. As the title for program suggests for today is under the webinar program is Borak Santai Pakar. Therefore, we encourage all the pakar with under project the subject the title is how design build the automotive brand and the consumer. Before we begin, Prof, our panels, Prof, I would like to inform, to share to all the audience, this program we are very leisure. We don't have any formats, any academic format. We are open to everybody, all the audience, to ask a question related to our topics. Okay, so you can ask any question through the in the box. I will pick up the questions. I will inform to ask the panels, or you can directly to our panels. Okay, so without the further ado, it's my great honor to pleasure to welcome to our distinguished guest, our speaker, Prof. Hariri Prof. Muhammad Hariri Abdullah to our programs. Okay, thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Yeah.
So thank you. Now I need to pass some of our to enter some of our members. They are waiting almost more on 15 now. So, Prof,
Okay.
I have one question, Prof. In your opinion, Prof, what the real value of the design in the automotive industry beyond making a car look attractive, Prof? I believe that you are really very experienced about this, and based on your experience, can you share to us, Prof? Please, the floor is yours, Prof.
Okay. Firstly, I would like to say thank you very much to Associate Prof. Dr. Irwan for giving me opportunity to share knowledge. As we mentioned, this is a Borak Santai Pakar, so I think we are more relaxed today. So my my present today is very much to share some of my insight, maybe some opinion, you know. So we have so many experts out there, but I maybe talk in the context of being academician for 32 years, but on the same time, I got opportunity to be within the industry, within my job as an academician, roughly about more than 10 years in the industry. So I break in between. So, betul? Maybe,
Prof,
okay, yes.
so, Prof, based on your experience, you mentioned about the things. You mentioned this. You are very, I call it, many angle. You are academician and the industry. From industry view, Prof, what you think the need? How we can cooperate between academia, and also in the industry, in the from the perspective of design, Prof. Okay.
Okay, talking about academia or being academician, you know,
Yeah.
there are two type of teacher, we call it. Either you teach or you guide the student. And when you teach, normally, I believe people based on the theory very much. But when you guide the student, based on the working experience. Therefore, in this case, for example, I put myself not only as academician, and I must thanks to ITM in particular, or your ITM nowadays, who give me opportunity before I joined TELUS at the moment, yeah, after retirement, whereby in between working as academician, I be able to join the industry. So you can do in many ways. Either you do the intern in the industry, you become a secondment in the industry, or you be part of the expert that being borrowed by the industry to work on certain project. So I will urge to all academicians, while you are working, don't just be in the classroom or the studio. Get involved in the industry, and then you're involved in the real problem and bring those experiences into the classroom. So you don't talk just about theory, but in reality, people cannot be materialized, this kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
Prof. So
yeah.
I'm agree with you, Prof. Because yeah, we need to give some to align between the academia again and also the industry, because we can work as silo, Prof. Eh?
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, agree.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah, Prof.
yes.
Continue, Prof. Continue.
Okay, back when you asked the question just now about how we, how do you say, what is the real value of design in the automotive industry, right?
Yeah.
So, if I say about design,
Yeah.
before we go further, design mean many things to many people. Design for me is defined and being defined in many situations, right? So when I say in defined in many situations, design before purely about aesthetic, and now design about the value. Now you talk design about the system. Even in some situations now, design can be part of the strategies. How you design the strategies, and the product is another thing. So will be created by the creative team. So design is not just about make the product look good, but have to be more. So therefore, being a design people nowadays, I guess with the AI, everything, so you are not just to sit behind the screen, but to have the soul when you create the design. So when we talk about the automotive industry, for example, the value of design is about ability. Nowadays, I'm talking about nowadays, yeah. How we turn the technology into meaning.
Yeah.
Why I said like that? Because car may have an engine, may have a battery, may have a screen, so you have a choices into the conventional engine or into the battery pack. And you talk about some safety features. However, design make people understand about desire, about the trust, and then remember about the product. So, in other words, the value that need to be provided by a design people and also the design engineer before we create the product, what kind of value that can give to the customer?
Yeah. So, Prof, you have mentioned about the value, Prof, and also you have a share about some the word is a desire, the trust, remember the things. So, Prof, I think that this term is quite very familiar among our designer. How we can use to turn this into I mean I mean people is not around surrounding the designer scope in the area, prof. Just not really. They claim they know about design, but for those they're not are in the field of designs. But how we can build the this I mean the build the trust. I mean remember the word, prof, because I think there is some of the consumer, they not really understand I mean the trust, remember, and decide to align with the value, prof.
Okay.
Prof.
Yeah. But before that, I apologize. Maybe I had a little bit of cough. I got the sore throat. So anyway, when we talk about the value of design again, yeah.
Yeah.
So before we talk about styling to make the car beautiful, but I think today is not about to make only the car look beautiful,
Yeah.
but how we shape the impression. When
Yeah.
I talk about shape the impression, mean how you create the first impression when people look at the product, at the car, furniture, whatsoever. So in our case, we talk about car, how you build the emotional connection or emotional bonding in between the product and the person. And designer or people who involved in creating this product, how you communicate brand identity through design. That
Yeah.
is part of my PhD thesis before. Actually, I taught how the design build the brand identity and communicate to the consumer through design image and create a strong identity of the car. And further to that, also very important today, there are so many brands in China alone. I think more than 1,000 automobile manufacturer, not including other part of the world, is how to make consumer confident and trust about the product, the one that you mentioned about the trust just now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we talk about before people test drive the car, they already respond to the proportion. They look at the character, they look about the interior, they look about the material, color, logo, everything. And I would say that when you design a car in particular, maybe some product, how the product communicate. For example, in my research before, the face of the car is similar to the face of the human. They have two things. Number one, the character.
Yeah.
Number one, expression of the emotion. So maybe that gives a little bit of intro, clear value
Yeah.
about what we're talking today.
Yeah, before we go further about our program, our sharing session today, Prof. So I would like to remind our audience, you are all of you open to ask a question. Our topics today is about the how design build automotive brand identity and consumer trust. So we are already encourage all of the members, audience, to ask a question. It's okay because we want. Don't worry, definitely we don't have any formats. So we are you can directly with our panels, or you can chat in the chat box. So I will pick up the questions, and also I will throw it to our panels. So yeah, any one of us have one a question to our panels? Okay, the mic is okay. So, Prof, I get back
Yeah.
to to ours. So you are mentioned about the now we are so many of the brands, especially from the China, other country, the things, and also the things. I believe the things there is, we need to beat I mean, how the consumer very their trust about the they now they no no how the trust, how their belief, I mean, about the certain brand can be about their from the base either they from the impression or based of the technology, or what any of the character, Prof, an element. Can you share to us, Prof?
Okay. Maybe the word that I pick up from your question just now is
Yeah.
about uh, how the design help build brand identity.
Yeah,
We
Prof.
talk about the consumer trust. We
Yeah.
talk about the emotional connection,
Yeah.
the one that I already mentioned much earlier.
Yeah.
So if I may recap something, yeah. when I did my PhD long time ago in 2007. Yeah. So I remember at that time, Gigaro. So we know Gigato Gigaro
Yeah.
is as known for his own design house. Yeah. So even he built the beginning of some of the proton products. So he said that it took Japan 40 years, yeah, to be a great automotive nation,
What yes?
and it 40 years, and it
Wow.
took Korean about 20 years. And at that time in 2006, he said that it will take China as little as 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And whatever been said by him, the statement made, now is happening, right? So we can see how China flooded most of the world, in particular to the Asian region, with their product. So maybe they need little time to make it their brand being trusted in America in particular. But I think Europe, they already entered the market. So when I back to what you asked just now about how they build the brand identity, the
Yeah.
consumer trust and emotional connection, this is something quite interesting to see how the design evolve, revolve, and for China, I would say they're not evolve and revolve, they transform.
They transform.
They
Okay.
transform. So why they transform? Because before we know in China, most of the China product, you talk about low quality product, you talk about the copying product, and you talk about imitation product. But now China, to enter the world, they have with the open door policy, they cannot be like that. So we talk about the IP, so or intellectual property, they don't want to be caught by the IP. So therefore, they start bringing in new thing into their product now. So they create before product designed by others made in China, but now the product is designed in China and made in China. So I think this is something movement that is happening. So in this situation is we can see that quite important is how the design can make the brand look premium, look sporty, look reliable, useful. In other words, how this design can accommodate what the consumer or the users wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, in the case of this, we talk about not only talk about the design of the product, but we also talk about the quality of the material, for example, the material that being used, and then you talk about the haptic design that be insert into the product, so or into the car vehicle design, in particular the car. This is where make the consumer, I believe, trust with the product. Yeah. So may I continue further?
Yeah, Prof. But before we move further, Prof.
Yeah.
So, Prof, I'm very interested when you mentioned that China, where they are not a rebuild or things, but China is more on the transform things. Do you think, Prof? This is my from my one second of the mind in my mind.
Mhm.
Our country can do like that? How do you think? Do we need to look at that direction, or we need to remain what we are doing right now, Prof?
Okay, are you talking about our national car?
Yeah, our national car automotive industry now, Prof. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe when we talk about our national car, in my opinion, okay, in my opinion, maybe I'm not like other commenters or other people who maybe review the car. I should have done it before, but I think this is my opinion from my observation. When we talk about our local vehicle, so some people ask what kind of identity we should have identity in our car, but what kind of identity we need to portray in our design. Is it our car need to have symbolize something that represent Malaysia, Bumbung Minangkabau? Is
yeah,
it to do with the harimau or tiger? So those kind of things. It doesn't work actually. It doesn't
yeah,
work. I believe we have two national car, which is Proton and Rodor. So in my opinion, they are working differently because for Proton, example in Proton, they be given a plain paper. They can scratch the design from zero to the end, even though some of the product are coming from collaboration with other manufacturer, which is quite common for the automotive industry. Whereby in Prodo, very much we see how the designer use their creativity with maybe 60% or 50% of the product already on the screen, but they have to scribble and make it in a different way.
Yeah.
And looking at this approach is not easy actually. But I would give a thumb up to designer in Prodor in particular, because I think the how to make the product look different, how to make the product being believed not only in Malaysia but by other country, by not symbolize any other brand or logo within their product itself. So this is how I see
Yeah.
how we can change or make a direction to our design. Is about no more about giving the local identity,
Yeah.
but the identity can be created through, is it tropical mobility? Are we going to do a smart compact where we are quite congested
Yeah.
for the urban living? Or we have a multicultural lifestyle, and I believe Proton and Prodo already insert into this during their presentation when I was involved in the Malaysian Good Design Award. So we heard from all the designers to talk about this. And even when we talk about Modernas itself, I included into automotive industry, whereby they try to create the what they call cross design,
Yeah.
and it's worked very well with their product in Moderna.
Yeah.
Another thing quite important is about affordability, and then how to sustainable mobility for the region. That is another thing.
Yeah, bro, I like the word you're
Mm,
using, affordability and sustain.
mm,
Because there, when you mention about affordability, that mean they are ready to do some of the, I mean,
yeah.
the capability of the, economic of the consumer, the finance aspects. It's okay, Prof.
Mhm.
Things, but we have a question from our audience, the members, is from the No Zamira binti Zamri from UPM. The question is, hi Prof, I would like to ask regarding the most important value about from consumer right now. They are asked about three element, Prof, about price, styling design, and brand. As their preference or as their reference or purchasing point to buy a car, so they ask about the any preference, Prof. Which one would be better about price or styling or brands? Can you give some point of view, Prof?
Okay. Maybe I won't answer directly to this, yeah. So I just give a broader. I believe this is something that maybe many people that join in today are creative people, if not some maybe from other field, to give some broader thought, because everybody have their own preferences, yeah. For example, if I may refer back to some of the car designers, yeah, there are few figures that are known for their strong identity and brand value creators built through design, where most of this kind of brand identity and strong value design have been, I call it, been deleted nowadays, been deleted or disappeared in certain brand. That whereby the designers that I mentioned here, they are the people that create the automotive industry in particular. It's not only about styling, but how they're creating recognizable identity, something that been recognizable,
Yeah.
and then talk about emotional attachment,
Okay.
talk about the trust that I mentioned earlier, and talk about the important thing is about the market value. So these designers not only design the car, but they also design how people remember about the brand. So quite interesting what we mentioned by the Amira just now about the three things: the price, the styling, design, and the brand. Those are interrelated. So we see the difference. For example, if I may bring back to some of the designer, I think for the people the age of maybe 40 and above, they are familiar with Chris Bengal, who are known about the plane surfing design. He embedded emotional disruption, very controversial design when he proposed with the Chinese BMW identity. And Chris Bengal, for me, is another strong example where he challenged BMW in the traditional way and very conservative way, where he created a new way of BMW. BMW are known for five identity, what we call it king design, K-I-N-K, king design, yeah. The two heart, which or the two kidney people call it, the C pillar of the car, some element on the door and then the shoulder of the car. So that is a strong element with the 4 eyes BMW. That become the identity before. But Bengal came in and he changed it. He changed it, make it something more modern, more impactful. And then followed by the, what they call it, Adrian. Yeah? Adrian, I remember Adrian when hoodie down, sorry, on the German name. So Adrian come in and then to pursue what being created by Bengal and more impressive. If Bengal talk about to please people, and it's not about to please people, but how we challenge the people, come in the Adrian, he created something more expressive, more into digital, more electrified design. And even in some situation today, we see the BMW is no longer the 2 kidney. So it's like combination of the kidney, yeah. And many people commented, especially the back end of BMW is no more like BMW, but very much into like a Japanese car in particular. So now I think BMW coming back to look into this strong identity, how to bring back this identity, not only through design, but as I mentioned just now, about everything. So another one, I quite like to talk about this. Also, Peter Schreier. Peter Schreier, we are known from Audi and Volkswagen, yeah? And he been moving from Audi and Volkswagen or Volkswagen Group into Kia. And when he came to Kia, what he did, he said, I will transform Kia within 2 years to become #1 sales in America. But what he did, he used design. What did he design for? He used design to create their strong identity, to bring the image value of Kia. If you look at the Audi TT, you look at the Volkswagen, the Beetle, the new Beetle, the first generation Beetle, he create the balance in between the design. So I think many designers, you can observe that they got the balance in between the Audi TT and the Volkswagen. But when he came to Kia, what he did, they call it tiger nose. But when you look carefully, the face of the Kia product actually is a reverse grille of the Aston Martin. So, yeah, Aston Martin, we have a memory in our mind and we remember Aston Martin face. But when you look at Kia, you see something similar, but you know where it come from. Look carefully. That's how it started with the Kia, and then they call it the tiger nose identity. So this is the value that I call it the transforming brand value bring by Peter Schreier and become a new iconic design for the Kia. And today, I think Kia is known for the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, known for the whole world. So
Yeah.
Schreier is not only reposition the brand from ordinary to desirable model to what they call it, desirable modern brand transformation, but he made people believe with the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people believe with the product, I give example, quite simple, yeah, doctor, quite simple. I create a brush, for example, yeah, to create a brush. So to clean up the house, I can sell in the hardware shop maybe for about 5 ringgit, Malaysian money, right? But if I label this product with yellow and blue color, you know yellow and blue color?
Okay. Yeah, bro.
IKEA.
IKEA. Yes.
The price can be triple, right?
Yep. Agree.
Is it the design? Is it the product? Is it the brand? So therefore, the question asked just now, is it about the pricing? Is it about the styling? Is it about the brand? Yeah. For me, it depends on the product.
How we positioning, bro? How you?
Yeah, how we positioning?
Yeah.
You look at the British brand, for example, the Jaguar. Jaguar is belong to Tata. You're looking into Lotus. It's no more in UK. Before belong to Proton. Yeah. Now back to China. So you look at the Lotus design. Yeah. To start with, they look like a China car. Right? Yeah, look like a China car. But the latest one, the SUV, they're coming back to the original Lotus design language.
And they turn back to the original one.
Yeah, so to bring back the value, Lotus is not just a non-media class car.
Yeah.
It's a high-end car, but it's a daily car. It's like Porsche, it's a daily sport car. It's not in the same market with Lamborghini or Ferrari. That is what maybe I hope I am able to answer.
Yeah, Prof.
Yeah.
I think your answer so much and then very wonderful answer. But the more question coming in, Prof.
Yeah.
Things. So for our friends here is joining from the Chuin Yin Yuan, the hi prof. I would like to ask your opinion about EV car. I think this question is a very famous question about the EV. Everybody now look in the car very I mean in the road about EV car, prof. So now yeah, the question about the Tesla started and the pioneer EV car design, and now they are face a competition from the China EV car also. So China EV automotive have penetrate in the many markets. Okay, we Malaysia automotive car design in particularly in EV car is way far behind. So I believe from my point of view, Prof, we are not way actually. Yeah, I think, but we are try to understand about the demographic of our country. Okay, but it's okay. It's point of view from our friends. Okay, we are the followers and help not build the branding and consumer confidence among the local consumer. Now, Prof, the question: how do you review this development and what they are biggest barriers of Malaysia automotive design industry? Can you there are and what that can be done to move forward? Can you share about, Prof, based on your experience? Do we really need about EV car in our country, Prof? Do you think, Prof?
Okay. I expected this question will be a popular question because now EV is everywhere.
Yep.
But agree that with the China car embark into our market today, yeah. So it may partly, I'm not sure about our local automotive industry. It may partly disturb, I guess, yeah, or affected our market. However, when we talk about the EV car, it's something very interesting. Because for me, designing EV car it's not so easy, but offer good opportunity for a designer. Why? Because maybe 30% of the conventional engine being taken off. So you're offering more space
Yeah.
for designer to play with, right? Before we have the engine bay as at the front or the back of the car, you cannot touch because it have to be there.
Yeah.
But with the electric engine or the EV, you have the battery pack, most important, before it's quite big and heavy. But nowadays, I think they try to make it like a small pack. I'm not so much familiar with this kind of thing. However, this is an opportunity for people to maximize the space that we have today. So I would say that we see that how to say EV car, they share similar technology platform, right? So visual identity, user experience, sustainability, about the story or the background on the brand, and this can be utilized. How to create the trust to become a differentiation from one product to another. So we can see the design from the EV car. Some have their identity, some maybe imitation from others. For example, Tesla, I think, have a strong identity. When they created the car, supposed to be a normal size, normal, maybe B segment car, yeah, but end up to become in between crossover SUV and the normal car, the design. So, but at the end up in the beginning, Tesla people look at it very weird design, look bulky, too huge. But nowadays, I believe Tesla have their own identity,
Yes.
right? Yeah, they don't replicate any
Yeah.
design. If we look at BRD, we look at the Xiaomi, we look at different brands that they
Yeah.
have nowadays. Yeah, but some of the China car, strong brand, for example, like BRD, for me, they have quite strong identity in their whole series of design. So why this thing happened? It just happened that one of my students now
Yeah.
from China is doing a PhD to see into this. What made that the designer change their perception from imitation to become a creation product designed in China and produced in China? So there's a lot of interesting. Maybe we don't have enough time to
Yeah.
discuss.
No worries. It's okay, Robin, one. But you spark point to us. To
Yeah.
of all the designer, this push macam like Prof mentioned, EV car in evolution, you know, it give a more opportunity to designer, our designer, to play around with that, around the things, because no more the engine is the norm in France. They are already Betty packs. So this I think this the give more space to ours, the designer, to play around our and how we can enhance our skill things. Okay, bro. In our friend also, they have one question about also about EV car, but they are question about this from the Mr. Shafi. How do legacy of brand maintain their traditional visual identity when iconic design element? Because they are mentioned about the on the shift to electrical vehicle EV car. How we are maintain, Prof? The brand from the to maintain the legacy of the traditional, Prof. Okay, like
Okay.
the right radiator, grill of the exhaust, not and so on. So no longer mechanical accessory for EV. So from your point of view, Prof, do we need to maintain anything or do we need to accept the changes of the evolution?
Okay, thank you, Shafiq. Actually, very interesting question. I like this question. Why? Because this thing about having grill or not having grill is not happening today.
Yeah,
It's happened in the 80s. I give example. When you look at the evolution of Peugeot design, right? You look at the evolution of Peugeot design, whereby they have a grill before and the quad pointed headlamp, and why they have the lion logo in the middle and they have the horizontal cross grill. So the reason to represent the lion. But come to the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, early 90s, the direction of Peugeot have changed. No more grill. But instead of having the grill, they widen the air intake. And the air intake become the mouse, look like a big mouse or a big beard of the person. So they still have the conventional engine. So before we knew that, for example, like the Audi with the 4 ring, same bash like the same grill like BMW, Volkswagen, sorry, like Volkswagen. And then what happened? They made a drastic change. They transformed their design, whereby the grill of Audi become very big. Some people say they replicate the Bentley. Some they say replicate the Rover. Some may say they replicate other brand. However, what Audi did, they made the changes based on the Auto Union grill that they have on their racing car, and now become an iconic design of the Audi through the evolution, but they transform the whole design. So talking what been asked by Shafiq, how to maintain how do legacy brand maintain the
yeah,
traditional visual identity? I think it's quite interesting. We see, for example, Bugatti, right? Bugatti are known for the arch
yes,
grill, right?
yeah,
Known for the arch grill, but how they bring the big arch grill from their Le Mans car into a sport car. That in line with the Ferrari, in line with the Lamborghini and others. But not necessarily all those big arches have to be very big. You look at the latest Bugatti, very small. It's like horseshoes, the shape, yeah? It's like the horseshoes. So this is based back to the ingenuity or the creativity of the design team, how to bring the value of that particular brand, not necessarily to take the same thing, but how we can bring others to value our product by having a small representation of the original brand. This is from my opinion. If I may take, for example, I just put up, I got cars here, for example.
yeah,
We know this is a Hongqi, the China car, right?
yeah,
So Hongqi. So this is a combination of, I call it retro futurism. Look old, look very retro, but it's a modern car. But you see the latest Hongqi is no more like this. Maybe some people say they copied the Rolls Royce. But after a couple of models being created through Hongqi, nowadays their design, I think, become very established to remain as the prestige brand product from China. Maybe it haven't entered our market yet. So before this, in my study also, I agree that the face of the car is very important. But with the EV, you have changed. No more the face of the car.
The changes, Prof. Eh?
Yeah, it changes. So nowadays, I believe it's very much into the feeling, the experience, the attachment that I mentioned earlier. So in other words, we say more focusing into the interior of the car.
Yeah, Prof.
So you're talking about the interior of the car.
Okay, Prof. We have more question coming in. So I think some question very interesting, but we try to because our time is quite running. I think wow, we are almost 1 hour without we are almost 1 year. 1 hour was surprising. It's okay. We try to take it as much as we can. The question from Queen Jian Yans. I like this question, Prof. Okay. As more Chinese automotive brands, okay, brand enter the Southeast Asia markets, including Malaysia, how should they adapt their designs, language to local user without making localizations superficial? Prof, what aspect of ergonomics, culture, climate, and everyday mobility should be designer pay more attention to? So from you, can you give some comment of this, Prof? Short and compact, Prof.
Okay. Let me see. More Chinese automotive brand enters. How they adapt their design language to local users. How to adapt. Actually, we cannot please everyone. Yeah, we cannot please everyone when coming to the local market. So, for example, when BMW created the product, especially in the 3 series that belong to production 2018, I think 2018 to 2017. Yeah, so they try to create this product to meet the local product. Some part of the car that coming from Europe in particular, they made in Malaysia. Why? They want to localize the product, maybe good for the economy. Another one to ensure the material that being used in our local industry can suit with our local climate. So in this case, for example, when BMW did this, but it's happened that, some of you, I can't remember which model, but the 3 series produced in between year 2018, you hold the handle very rubbery, very sticky rubber, because after some years it's melted. Yeah, so that is not only about the ergonomy, not only about the design to make the local, but how those kind of things actually to suit in other ways. The material will play very important role.
Yeah, Prof. Thank you, Prof, for that answer question. I need to move another question. Our friends, I worry if it's not to the question, our friends are angry with me. From our friends is Mr. Sams. So hi, Prof. Mostly I agree element and factors you are describing. Here I would like to add a little bit more of my own thoughts. To me, I'm still admiring about box type designs or corner edge design rather than nowadays futuristic design. So what they characterize me in the case. So this is from the thought of our friends, Mr. Sams. So it's okay, but we got from their point of view, Prof. So another our friends is from Mr. Zafri Marikan, Prof. So they mentioned this is same what you are talking about, Prof. About you mentioned earlier about the Produa. So they also are same aligned with you, Prof. So I'm proud of our locally designed EV from Produa QVE, as it has their own DNA and design from the scratch from our local designer. Okay, this is a question, Prof. What is your opinion on the designs itself without the commercial pricing and battery rental? Do you have any point of this, Prof?
Okay, talking about the pricing, I won't touch so much because I think that is another thing that some people say is quite high, but we need to compete with whatever the local market. And I believe what being created by Produa designers is they try to create their own identity by not depending on their maybe other mother collaborator brand to be seen. by others. Yeah?
Yeah.
So through this, through this Prodo QV that been exhibited in the motor show, I'm very proud, I myself, because most of the designer, I would say they are part of my living product. So how they have evolved the design and maybe come to the Prodo QV, I would say it's very much they transform the design to become quite a strong identity or way forward for the Prodo, especially when you talk about the EV market. Yeah. So in this case, when before this, we see that Moscow, like been said by Governor Sam, talk about each design and then more rounded design, more corner design. But now everything is very streamlined design. I think with the EV, you have no choice. You have to reduce as much as possible. Talk about the aerodynamic. That's why you see some similarity in some of the product.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think I agree with you, Prof, because we know discuss about the pricing, but I think it's a strategy of a business, about the marketing strategy by the producer about the battery rental, all the things. So we don't touch about the things, but I also approach with the I'm agree with the Zafri also, and also same like align with the Prof about their product create their DNA, their self also, I think. So now we have moved to another question about, however, our friends, I think this, we have two more questions and we stop over here because we are running out running, but actually there we have so much of the thing we want to discuss, but the time is so jealousing with us. So now
I, I got like actually, even though the audience is not many,
yeah,
but the question is very,
yeah,
very intelligent question being
very
asked, you
very
know.
very very well. I'm very surprised
Mm.
because for your information, Prof, this is very very so much question and without stopping in me. So I don't. I have my own question. I cannot use my own question. So much
Yeah.
question in. So and then we have our friends Chen Yin Wong. Chun Yin Wong. Okay, correct. I'm
Mhm.
sorry if I'm gonna spell it right. Hi, Prof. Hariri. What do you think about autonomous of driverless car? Okay, I would like to debate this question about driverless car. Will there be any future in Malaysia automotive landscapes? What need to pay attention to take on this autonomous car in local context?
Okay. You're talking about autonomous
Comment, Prof?
car. It's not new, right? I think Google has created this and Tesla have done this and so many other small companies also have created the autonomous car. Maybe it can work in US or in Europe because the culture of the people. We can see like if I compare Malaysia and Indonesia, for example, Malaysia and Indonesia. In Indonesia, maybe they don't follow so much about the rules and regulation on the road. However, you can stand there in 4 junction road or 5 junction road. I've been there in Bandung, for example, from my hotel lobby. Every morning after Subuh prayer, I will sit there before they come and pick me at 8 o'clock to
Yeah.
see the car moving. Not even a single accident. But in Malaysia, there'll be everyday accident. So the behavior of people. So if we can control the behavior of the people or our local driver can behave themselves, autonomous is not impossible. So that is my opinion.
Yeah, Prof.
So that's not impossible, but need to change the local culture when they are on the road.
Okay, Prof. We have another two question, Prof. So
Mm.
for our friends is Mr. Firdaus. Hi, Prof. Hariri. We see this influx of the new tax-heavy brands entering the Malaysia, but local buyers have cautions, wait and see. Okay, okay. Mentality. They fear new brands might exit in the market and leave them stranded. How can new player build an identity, giving Malaysian and joining peace and mind, proof you are here of the long haul? Do you have any
Mm.
comment, Prof? I think
Okay.
there is.
I think stay within about the EV kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So there we have to, for me, we have two different scenario. I've been given the opportunity by one of my students to go to China and visit there for 2 weeks. I've been in Beijing, Nanjing, and then in the Anhui province, and that is where I witnessed myself how the EV be on the road. So, hello. Can you hear?
Continue,
Yeah,
continue, Prof.
yeah.
Continue.
Okay, how the EV be on the road? And you can see the commercial vehicle, especially the public buses, all the taxis or the Grab. They've been exist there, even though they don't call it Grab, something like Grab. They've been exist there using EV 100% for more than 10 years. So the market have been tested widely throughout the China. They got 32 province with a different level of city. This is where you can see how this vehicle have been fully tested in China. So I would believe a product that coming from China, talking about a good brand from China, maybe Geely is popular here, not in China on certain thing. However, BYD, you can see the now Xiaomi, even though Li Jun, the head of or the CEO of Li Jun, claimed that their design have their own philosophy, with the imitation of Porsche is still there, but it's still doing quite well. So in this case, I believe that for the EV market to enter Malaysia, we have a problem with the charging part. We have the problem with the backup services. That is the thing that made people speculate in the media, especially about the reliability of this product in Malaysia. But for China, I think it's common. For the car to be explode or to be burned off, it's not something new. It's common in China. But they find a way how to rectify this problem. So maybe I'm not sure whether I can able to answer you and give peace of mind. I believe the backup is
Yeah,
needed.
I agree with you, Prof, about the facilities and readiness,
Yeah,
and also
yeah,
mindset also, because sometimes also we are really believe about the source some, but the thing is the challenge about the EV evolutions, Prof. Okay, I think this one last question before we end of our sessions. So me from the Nozamrina Bembiti Zamri UPM, Prof. Prof as one of the pioneer academician transport design in Malaysia. What can you see about the automation industry evolution in Malaysia from the past of to now, Prof? Can you share some very short and compact, Prof?
Okay. We have three major manufacturer, right? We got the Proton, we got the Produa, and then we have the Modernas. Yeah. So if we talk about the evolution of our local product, and I can see how Proton started with Mitsubishi, and then they have the new collaborators, and further to that now with the Geely. Same with the Prodor, they started with the ISU, but now I think they involved with the Toyota. So this evolution, I think, is can be seen. It has how to say, the design have been transformed from based on other people image and identity. Now I believe Proton have their own things, but of course it look like Geely partly, but I believe the designer may have some limitation. And same thing with the Prodor, they have much bigger say to their design. And also with the Modernas, I think they have much bigger say. So this situation, I think when we talk about local design, I think it's not only about in the automotive industry, but also in the product and other things. So yeah, the design team have come up with a thoughtful idea. They consider marketing, they consider branding, they consider the consumer, they have the consumer clinic to get all this information. But what happened normally, when come to the decision making, on that particular day, the CEO, the maybe the finance manager, maybe the board director who know nothing or maybe have 10% about design language or design knowledge,
Yeah.
suddenly and that day they become a designer. I
Yeah.
believe in Proton. When they created the Perdana, I've seen when we do the Machine Good Design Award, they share the original design of the Proton Perdana. I tell you, it killed the market.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, Prof.
Yeah. So same thing when go to the Prodor. But I believe, in my opinion, the MyV, the second generation MyV, is something very unique. They have created and share with the Japanese how our local talent able to be par like them. Because before they don't trust us, but maybe the top management believe them, do it. We want to see to what level that you can approach or go to. And that's why the Prodor been brand as a Toyota in Indonesia. So I think this is the evidence how our local talent actually able to bring out the good value. Even there are 9 products invented that been used all over the world today come from Malaysia. Even the small thumb drive started from Malaysia. Even the post in the what do you call it, the Merdeka Square in Kuala Lumpur, the only one that been created by our local inventors, where they can turn and turn and turn and won't tangle. And so far, for how many years it been there, never tangle. So this is the kind of thing how local talent actually been there. But the problem is our local manufacturer don't want to believe of our local talent. Not only automotive, in furniture industry, in product industry, and I'm sure many designers agree with this. And when I was in the Malaysian Design Council, I see this situation very sad. And how we going to, not to convince, but to educate our local manufacturer, believe in our local industry, local talent.
Yeah, Prof. I'm really this one. I'm really agree with you, Prof. About our local talent, very it's a very talented, Prof. Because
Mm.
from our Europe company, so they are very believe our local talent is very good compared to other country, Prof. So I just some point of view. Before I joined the academy, I one of the design engineer in Dyson. So they compare with China before they move to Malaysia. They say Malaysia local talents very very good compared to others things. So they say we are not really appreciate, and sometimes we are not really, we try look outside, but we don't believe ourselves are local talents. I think this mindset is need to look back, no, Prof. But
Yeah, I would say maybe I can say that the local talent being given the opportunity by the industry. However, they don't have trust on our talent that the product can be boom in the market.
I think this is one of the reason why our talent more shifted to from the other countries for the things.
Mm.
Then we have appreciate when go to other things, then they are more very high ranking and more than very successful person in outside. We come to back to our country. Sorry to say, I don't know why. Maybe this one day we wish for.
Mm. You
Yeah,
are,
okay,
yeah.
Prof. Our
Mm.
friends now, they are Fang Hian Yan. This is given from their comment. The relatively well developed electrical vehicle in China can be attributed to several factors. So this is from their comment, for their point, five point, Prof. So maybe
Mm.
we try to look at first about the strong government support and guidance from the industry development. I think this is good also. And
Mhm.
also a complete and mature domestic industry chains, continuous technology integration and performance optimization of vehicle. Number three. Number five, trendy exterior and interior designs that cater for consumer preference. Okay, that's what you are mentioned about the both. And number five, well developed a charging industry infrastructure, affordable ownership. They also you already point about the
Yeah, yeah.
three things. I think all
Mm.
the five items they are mentioned, or they are have sharing about the things, Prof, already. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Prof.
If I can correlate this, especially number 5, where develop charging infrastructure and affordable ownership,
Yeah.
this is what been asked by Mr. Zafri just now, the president of our Parika. So, Mr. Zafri. So actually, why Prodor created a rental battery? I think one way they're going to be different from other products in the market.
Yeah.
So maybe people say long term you are going to lose. Same thing like you have a solar on the roof for your house. You spend 20,000, 30,000, but you will get back return after maybe 20 years. After 20 years, you need to do some maintenance, add in another cost. So I think the cycle is the same thing. So this is what Prodor take a risk and challenge into this, which I think they are brave enough to do. So this is quite good.
Okay, Prof.
And
Thank you.
yeah.
I think you already answered quite many things. I want to add more thing, Prof.
Mm,
Maybe our country also have a different demographic. Our price of fuel is quite very cheap. So,
mm,
and compared to other countries, their fuel quite expensive. So,
yeah.
but it's good for we have another alternative option for EV, right? things. It's okay. But I think because why China is so long, I think because they are fighting with the fuel of a price. Pricing is very high. Whereas we are very cheap. So we not look past ago 10 years ago we not look at the EV. But now we need to change. We need to accept the changes of evolutions, Prof. Okay,
Yeah.
before we end of our program, our webinar, Prof, can you conclude, Prof, and can you and also have any comments about the our topics of today about the how design build automotive brands, identity, and consumer and consumer trust, Prof. Can you conclude everything and what you hope and your wish, Prof? Thank you, Prof. Short.
Okay, I may give a general comment,
Yeah.
not general comment, so something that to conclude, but
Yeah.
it can apply to as a automotive product whatsoever. So in this case, I would say that a good automotive design or good design must balance three values today, in particular in the automotive industry. Number one, about the functional value. And then we talk about the emotional value, the attachment bonding with the product. And number three, about the brand value. So when we talk about functional value, means it must be practical, something that's safe, ergonomically can be used. And then what else? Comfort, and then easy to use. Some product very difficult and not easy to be used, especially for the elderly people. Yeah, in some cases. Talking about the emotional value that I mentioned just now, about confident when you drive the car, when you have the product, you are confident, you are very proud, you are very proud to have the car, and you more excitement, trust. Sometimes we pick the personal question. I said it because what the difference between European and Asian? For European, they drove the luxury car, but for Asian, normally the luxury car who drove them. I'll use this caption a lot. I have in my thesis, and I talk a lot to others because even sitting behind the X70, sitting behind the Perdana, or sitting behind the Honda Accord, you have a driver to drive you. European, whatever car, even Mini to Rolls Royce, they drove themselves. And lastly, about the brand value that I said just now, the product or the car must carry a clear identity. You don't imitate others, and then you deliver messages through your design. People look at it, people know where it belongs, recognizable character, and long-term reputation. So design is not about the aesthetic, the character, and what kind of emotion that been expressed through this. So in other words, I would say the future automotive company cannot depend on the technology alone, but the technology can be copied. Remember, right? We can take that technology and copy it. But design identity, the brand trust, the emotional value, and much harder to copy. So in the AI world today, the most important is how design become the strategies. So designer is not only the beauty character, but you are a design strategist. When with the design strategy, that is where we can position our product accordingly. By not, we have to compete with others, but at least there's some value that be seen by our customer or the new users. So I hope that will be something that able to
Wow.
talk about what we are doing today.
Yeah, Prof. Thank you very much, Prof. I'm really very inspired, Prof, from your
Thank you.
advice and comment things, Prof. I think things, so many things we are getting from today. Very even though you have 1 hour, I feel that not enough. I wish I want more time, but that is our time here. So
I like one thing from Governor Sam about Tom, Dick, and Harry. That
yeah,
could be another topic we can
yeah,
discuss
okay,
in
Prof.
future.
I
Very
will please,
interesting.
but I'm so sorry. Maybe we have another
Yeah.
panel session later about the thing, the question Tom and Derek. Think that we have maybe, Prof. If you don't mind, we ask you join appoint you panel next our session later.
Thank you.
Different
Thank
topics
you.
things about things. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to end our today's session, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to our distinguished speakers, Professor Dr. Muhammad Hairiri Abdullah, for sharing his valuable insight, experience, and how design play vital role building automotive and brand identity and consumer trust. Thank you also all participants for your presence and active engagement thought this session. We hope today the discussion and has inspired to all of us appreciate the strategic value of the design beyond aesthetics. Before we conclude, I would like to invite everyone to continue supporting to initiative of the special interest group Ergonomics in Design for All (HFM) and participate on the coming international Ergolympic design competition will be held on the 25th September 26 at PWTC PWTC this September. Okay, so once again, thank you for the Prof. Hariri and to all participants to making this program a success. On behalf of organization committee, thank you and we look forward to seeing you again our future this edition and Borak Santai Pakar Design for all or design at far. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam Jumat and dan have a pleasant day. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Prof. Sebelum kita habis, boleh ambil gambar dulu tak on camera semua? On the camera all of you. Selfie ya. Alright, can you all off camera for a while?
Thank you everyone who joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you.
Okay, can I say something? I would like to invite everyone come to APU on the 23rd, where's the World Industry Design Day. There are 4 speakers there. Will be something interesting. Okay.
Thank you semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kita berjumpa lagi akan datang.
Okay. Waalaikumsalam.
Saya ada